Okay, guys, welcome to another episode of Gametroller Game Concepts. Today, I'll be talking about controls for Warzone and also um, unit control gameplay details. Um, so, hope you enjoy. If my voice sounds like I'm about to die, it's because I have big phlegm and I need to just cough right now, but I'd rather not to be professional. Forget it. Okay, I'm good. Anyway, okay. So the controls are X, which is square for PlayStation users, is reload. Triangle, which is Y for Xbox users, is melee, and when you hold it from behind somebody, it is a grab. B, aka circle, is tap. When you tap it, you crouch. When you hold it, you go prone. A, which is X, when you tap it, you jump. When you hold, you run. When you tap it near a wall, you climb. And then when you tap it next to a small, sort of like object, I don't really know the terminology for it. You could do a vault over like a little wall or something. RB is to use an item. So like in Minecraft, you use RB to like eat and drink and all that. No, not exactly RB, but you know what I mean. So pretty much just that. LB is to open your inventory so you can choose what kind of food or drink or flashlight or any sort of gadget thingamabobber you have. R2, which is RT, if you hold it or tap it when aiming, you fire. When you tap it or hold it when not aiming, you quick fire. Uh, LT, which is L2, hold when a weapon is equipped to aim your weapon. Uh, Up, when you hold it, you open your weapon wheel. Tapping it will just holster or unholster your equipped gun. Down, when hold when pointing at unit members, is select and give an order. Right is switch fire mode on a gun, so it's like automatic and then single fire and then burst fire for some guns, like carbine or something like that. I know in Battlefield M4 does from burst to single fire or auto fire. Left, when if you hold it and it has to be context sensitive, you interact. R3 is to use your binoculars, or when aiming and you tap it, you can aim down the sight, so like an MGS. And L3 is to center the camera. Alright, so those are the controls. I think those are pretty good controls. And now I'm gonna give you some details on unit control. So yeah, so unit control is pretty much this. In the game, you can more. I can't read. In the game, you command a squad of 10 to 30 people, including you. They have different systems that you need to pay attention to. Skills. Each of your men have the following skills. Precision makes them better at aiming their weapons, letting them be better in combat and hunting. Crafting makes them better at crafting weapons, medical supplies, and repairing. Driving makes them more efficient at driving vehicles such as jeeps, bikes, and tanks. Perception makes them better at spotting enemies or knowing when they've been spotted. Endurance makes them take more damage and run longer, as well as make them less susceptible to being ill. Charisma makes them better at escaping capture and keep up morale in the squad and for themselves. Each skill is either predetermined by the game, trained by you, or acquired during missions and experience. Uh, Certain units can get bigger bumps in skill by either one of those, so you can't abuse a method of upping their skill. So those are sort of the skills that your people will have. And as you know, certain skills will do certain things, like precision will make them better at aiming their weapon and all that. And that last sort of sentence I said about each skill is predetermined by the game, trained by your requirements. So that's pretty much there's more stuff that will happen, but this isn't the ending of that. So, predetermined by the game is sort of like their default skill sets, pretty much. So, you could have, let's say, I'll do it from like 1 to 10 in each skill. In precision, at the beginning of the game, you have like 6 precision, 3 crafting, 4 driving, 8 perception, 9 endurance, and like 1 charisma. That's the sort of predetermined by the game, and then you can train them in certain things by either like shooting at targets or driving stuff or teaching them how to craft stuff. I don't know what to do for perception. Endurance make them like do running like on a treadmill, and charisma. How you give some like charisma? I don't know. I don't know. But how do you do it in Fallout Shelter? Somebody tell me. Just have somebody behind me to tell me. That would be funny. Anyways, so yeah, you can train them, or they can just get good in those skills by just going out on missions and, you know, getting experience in that sort of thing. I think you guys get it. Yeah. So another system I have is a morale system. The morale system works as a way of seeing how good you are to your men. Many things can make morale go up, such as interacting with them, having fresh food, fresh water, clean clothing, and good shelter. To increase morale is the exact opposite. If one of your men has really low morale, they'll go rogue, which means they'll not follow orders, or even worse, attack you. Of course, if they have high morale, they'll get bumps in their skills. So if they have high morale, they'll get like extra point in like a certain skill or something, or just certain points in skills. So if they have good morale, they'll get like 2 points in precision and 1 point in crafting and all that. So yeah, and then of course if they have bad morale, they won't do any of those things, but they will not follow orders that you give them on the field. So like, this is sort of that system is from Spec Ops: The Line. You guys ever play that? Spec Ops: The Line sort of works. It was a third-person shooter and everything like that, where you pretty much told you guys what to do, who to shoot, when to shoot, and all that. Other games have done that, but that's the only real third-person 3D game that's done that. Um, so yeah, that's sort of where I took the whole giving orders thing from. Um, so they will not follow orders, so you can't really, they won't do what you tell them to do, so it messes up a little bit. And of course they'll just attack you straight up when you're at base, or whilst you're on the field or something. They'll just straight up attack you, go after, try and stab you or something like that, because they just hate you, because they're pretty much naked in sort of a cold winter husk, and they got like zombie food and mud to drink. Yes, I'm creative. Thank you. Anyways, okay, so of course, if some things have both negative and positive impact on your men's morale. So bringing them on missions too often or not often. So this is a thing that just will happen dynamically in the game or something like that. And I don't know how I can do that, but it'll happen. So just yeah, so bringing them on missions too often or not often. So either you just say, okay, you're staying home, you train or just sit around, do your stuff, or you come with me every single mission we do. That'll sort of like have a negative or positive on their morale. So, like some that's like in real life, people want to do stuff all the time sometimes. At the same time, they sometimes don't want to do stuff all the time. So you have to figure it out via the actual game and the AI how it works. Um, Bringing them on missions for too long or too short of a time. It's pretty much the same thing, but instead of actually times you bring them, it's actually the actual time you spend out when you bring them. So yeah. So a good way to balance that is by having yes, you see my finger, is bring them not that often, but having them stay out long time. Yeah, that's how I want that to work. It's already 10 minutes. Jeez. And of course, too much or not enough training. I didn't really have that much else to really do or say because I'm not that creative. Uh, I just spent like an hour walking around in the toilet, just thinking of that, and that entire thing that I just read is what I came in the toilet, came up in my brain through the toilet. Mom's watching Nacho Libre in the background. That's making me smile. I can't focus when I smile, but I'll try. So, final system is only going to take like less than a minute for me to read this. Is the illness system. If your men don't have fresh clothing, food, water, or stay in harsh environments, snowstorms, rainstorms, sandstorms, cold, humid, or hot weather, being injured and not healed sufficiently, you'll get quote unquote ill. Being ill prevents them from going out on missions with you, lose health over time, and less importantly, have significant drops in their skills and morale. So the illness system is pretty much just I don't really know. It's just a way of saying, okay, this is what happens when you don't take care of your men. So if you just do mess around with them, like that's how people play like games like MGS5. They don't actually care about any of the things that Kojima added to MGS5. They just want to do what they've been doing for the past 4 games, and that's just walking through a place, shooting people with tranquilizer darts in the head, getting out, and then not doing anything else in the game. That's pretty much what people do in MGS5, and that upsets me. Of course, they still suck at that, but whatever. So, yeah, so that's a way my game will prevent that from really happening. So, sure, you can go out on your own, do a bunch of stuff, but at the same time, you gotta take care of your unit. And I was thinking of doing something like if too many of your units get low drops in morale or something like that. Something I actually didn't add in the morale system is that they will actually just leave. They'll ask for the helicopter or something to leave the actual area and leave your squad. So they don't die. They just quit. So yeah, that's what I really came up with. Yeah, and of course, all of this is sort of extra bits. That's all I really have for today. I'll try and write some more tomorrow. I don't know what I'll really do. I'll probably talk about combat and hunting and survival bits of the game. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Give you a little scoop down here. Yeah, this is what I wrote out. This is what I wrote. So yeah, yeah, that's a lot of words. Those are the areas you get to explore. Talk about that tomorrow because I don't have time for today. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a fantastically brilliant, good